also did a little video that they showed. So Aaron, do you mind on that? So just one of the ways we try to de-stress our kiddos before they start the test. Thank you to the OES staff for doing that and for sharing that with me. To our middle school, so the middle school took 48 graders to a career readiness workshop at Oakland schools, and it was based on their interest in Zello for healthcare. So they learned all about the healthcare field. The young man in the middle, that's actually a chest cavity, a pretend chest cavity that you can essentially go in and do surgery. So looks a little gooey, but hey, he looks like he's having a good time. So yeah, so giving them those early career opportunities to test out things in middle school is the perfect time, because then they can really hone in on some things that they're interested in at high school. Also, a huge shout out goes to Laura Wilson, who is the 24-25 Art Leadership Award. She won that from Art Science. So congratulations, Laura. Appreciate you. All right, so we were just having this conversation not too long ago. Believe it or not, we've reached May almost, which is the end of our seniors school year. I still can't believe it. Senior breakfast is next week. So it looks like I might be serving breakfast to seniors. But they have all sorts of activities that are going on at the end of the year. So parents and seniors, please check your senior s'more. Like there's a whole calendar of events, including a carnival. So definitely check that out. But I put this up here because this is something new this year. And I'm so proud of this because it's actually the brainchild of several parents that came to me and they said, hey, we have this idea. We just wanted to run it by you, see what you think. And they thought, well, what if we did a walk? If our seniors got their caps and gowns, went to the elementary school that they attended as a student and walked down the halls, right? And had all the elementary kids clapping for them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds great. You know, go talk to Mr. Bigelow and see if they can work something out. And they absolutely did. So on May 13th at 2 o'clock, seniors have the option to go to the elementary school that they attended, or if you didn't attend one of the elementary schools, you can select an elementary school to go to. And they will have their caps and gowns, and they will process through the hallways while the elementary students clap for them. It is probably one of the most moving things you will ever see. My previous school district, we did this, and my seniors would come back, and the students had made gifts for them, and some of the gifts were, the kids made them a diploma, and like, we'll put well wishes and drawings on it, and my students, my seniors came back in tears saw these kids when they were itty bitty, and now here they are graduating. So I'm very, very proud of this opportunity. And of course, robotics heading the world. We had a permission that we approved several weeks ago, and they made it. So they're down in Texas. I think Mike, is it this weekend? Last weekend. Yeah. So I don't have the results of that. Do you have the results?
Yeah, and they made it to the...
They made it?
Yeah, they made it. They made it to the elimination round. And I'm trying to remember the schools they partnered with. I think one in North Carolina. They were eliminated. That's an awesome. It was, as far as I've heard, it was an awesome experience. Yeah.
And just to be clear, it's worlds. So it's not national, it's world. So people from all over the world come to this competition, and our kids are there. They made it to worlds, which is incredible. And the pictures, I love the pictures in the middle. If you've ever attended a robotics competition, you probably think, oh, they're probably just sitting around reading books. But no, so energetic and just thrilled and just celebrating. It is one of the coolest things ever. So I think we're going to try and host one of these next year for our younger kiddos. That's our goal. Fingers crossed. So congratulations to them. Finally, our brew crew. When I asked Mr. Bigelow, tell me more about the brew crew. What did you say, Mr. Bigelow?
I absolutely love the brew crew. I look forward to it every single week, every Friday morning.
That would be a big emphasis. We love the brew crew. So, huge shout out to their teachers. So this is Ms. Bray, Ms. Morris, and the paras, Ms. Vinkowski, Ms. Griffith, Ms. Curtis, and Ms. Molanen. These are their students, and essentially they send a Google Doc midweek asking for orders, coffee orders from the staff, and the kiddos put it all together, and they make personal deliveries every Friday morning, and they wear their brew crew shirts, and they interact with their customers. So I've actually benefited from the brew crew, which I really appreciated, and they were absolutely the sweetest. So that is something that I think is just one of the best things ever. So that's my superintendent report. Lots of great things going on. I'm just so proud of all the work and being able to represent this amazing school district.
Any questions, comments?
I've got a few. I've got a point of clarification because I kind of dropped the ball on the team 2137. But they were eliminated in the semifinals of the middle team division, and they had alliance partners were the Wired Board from Connecticut and the Newton Squared from Virginia. But that's making it into the playoffs. And then we go, I think, from the bottom up. That's all, the Open Schools Career Day. That was an awesome opportunity. If maybe next time, might be willing to swing by and check it out. I'm glad you showcased kind of that authentic learning. I'm a big proponent of that. I feel like that's where our kids really, the rubber meets the road with their kids. They really start developing that passion for like putting it into practice and investigating for themselves. For my kids, I remind them that the majority of what they've learned in school will be just told to them by someone, and so they have to trust that person that this person's telling the truth. But when they're actually investigating themselves, that I really enjoy seeing that being put in place in our students. Awesome on the virtual community forums. think those topics are timely and needed. So I really like that that those are the focus of these first. And I really hope that the community takes advantage of that. I will certainly try my hardest to. Yeah, thank you.
I have to say, Mr. Bigelow, the legacy walk is ringing very loudly to my sophomore in college, who had you just a few short years ago as his principal, and my daughter, who had you just even a few shorter years ago, is excited to have a walk with you through those halls. I just want to emphasize how big of an impact you've had on my kids. And I think that resonates through all of our administration. Thank you.
Thank you.
For all that you were doing and that you've done for our kids.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. All right, we have some field trip requests. I understand that we have our presenter with me. We'll start with Mom.
Hi, I am Jean Segal. I am the program, and these are three of my students who are joining me today to ask for your permission to go on our field trip. Thank you so much for your time. So I'm going to go as fast as I can. I can't go out faster, but why we're here, why we're here is to ask for your permission to go on the end of the year field trip. It's not something that we haven't done in the past. We do it every year, but we want to let you know why we're doing it and what we're going to do this year. So if you don't know what LOF stands for, it's Learning Opportunities for Tomorrow for adults with disabilities, 18 to 26-year-olds. Adult transition program. We are located at so what is the purpose of this field trip? So for me, it's kind of selfish because it's a comprehensive assessment strategy for me. So all year we do so many things, and as you know, I have the students all day, and we work on it all day, and then they go home, and I'm not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure they're doing what they've done. So I just kind of keep doing it day after day. I now get an opportunity in 4 days to assess what I have taught them in the classroom, in a house, with me there with them 24/7. So it's all under the same roof. So the areas that I assess are daily living skills, social emotional skills, leisure recreation, developing and following a schedule, money management, hygiene and exercise, and team building. And these are all the things that we work on every day. Like I said, I'm not quite sure it's happening at home, but now I will be